Have you ever wondered if the greatest rivalry in modern history, the Cola Wars, was all just a massive lie? A supposed PepsiCo whistleblower just dropped a bombshell, claiming the epic battle between Pepsi and Coca-Cola is completely fake. The theory is that these two giants aren't actually at war. Instead, they're secretly working together, creating this illusion of intense competition to dominate the market and keep any smaller brands from getting a piece of the pie. Imagine a secret agreement to fix prices, control supplies, and manipulate all of us. If this is true, it's one of the biggest corporate scandals of all time. But to understand how we even got here, we need to go back to the beginning. It all started in 1893 in a small pharmacy in North Carolina. A pharmacist named Caleb Bradham created a new drink he called Brad's Drink. He believed his concoction could aid digestion and give people a little energy boost. 5 years later, he renamed it Pepsi-Cola, and the foundation for a global empire was laid. The early days were tough, though. Coca-Cola was already a household name, and Pepsi struggled to find its place. But then came the Great Depression. While everyone was pinching pennies, Pepsi made a brilliant move. They started selling a 12-ounce bottle for the same nickel that bought you a 6-ounce Coke, twice the drink for the same price. This single decision transformed Pepsi into the people's choice, a smart, affordable option for the masses. This clever marketing didn't stop there. Pepsi quickly became the symbol of youth, energy, and modern culture. They were pioneers in using celebrity endorsements, creating some of the most memorable ads in history. Think about it. Michael Jackson, Britney Spears, Beyoncé. Pepsi wasn't just selling a drink, they were selling a lifestyle. They connected with generations of young people through music, sports, and pop culture, creating a brand identity that was cool, fresh, and rebellious. This strategy was a direct shot at their biggest rival, setting the stage for the legendary Cola Wars that would define the industry for decades. But the path to the top was anything but smooth. Pepsi actually went bankrupt in the 1930s and had to completely reorganize. It was a near-death experience for the brand, but it also forced them to be more resilient and strategic. They learned that to survive, they couldn't just rely on their flagship cola. This led to a wave of international expansion and product diversification. They started buying up other companies, venturing into new markets, and building an empire that went far beyond just soda. This ability to bounce back from the brink of failure is a key part of the Pepsi story, showing just how tough and adaptable they had to be to compete. Today, PepsiCo is an absolute powerhouse. They operate in over 200 countries and have a portfolio that's almost unbelievable. We're talking about Lay's, potato chips, Tropicana orange juice, Quaker oats, and so many more. This diversification was a genius move. It means they aren't just a beverage company anymore. They're a food and snack giant. This protects them from market swings and shifting consumer tastes. If people start drinking less soda, they might be eating more chips or drinking more juice. This stability has allowed them to not only survive, but to thrive, consistently delivering strong financial results and solidifying their position as a global leader, and they haven't stopped innovating. Look at the shelves today. You'll find Pepsi Zero Sugar diet versions and a constantly changing lineup of wild, limited edition flavors. They're also pushing into functional beverages with added vitamins or electrolytes. This shows they're listening to what we want. As consumers become more health conscious, Pepsi is right there with low-calorie and sugar-free options. They're not afraid to experiment, even if some products don't stick around for long. This constant evolution is crucial for staying relevant in a market that changes at lightning speed. They're willing to take risks to keep the brand fresh and exciting. Of course, you can't talk about Pepsi without mentioning Coca-Cola. This rivalry is the stuff of legends. For decades, Coke has held the top spot in the global soft drink market. But Pepsi has always been the scrappy challenger, nipping at their heels. The competition isn't just about sales, it's a battle for hearts and minds. Besides Coke, they also face pressure from brands like Dr. Pepper, energy drinks like Red Bull, and countless local beverage companies around the world. To stay ahead, Pepsi pours billions into marketing, sponsorships, and digital campaigns, ensuring their iconic blue, red, and white logo is everywhere you look. Their marketing strategy is what truly sets them apart. While competitors often rely on more traditional nostalgic advertising, Pepsi has always chased the zeitgeist. They align themselves with the biggest stars and the biggest cultural moments. The Pepsi generation campaigns, the iconic Michael Jackson commercials, the Super Bowl halftime shows, these aren't just ads, they're cultural events. This approach keeps the brand connected to a youthful, trend-conscious audience. They've managed to create an identity that feels dynamic and current, which is an incredible feat for a brand that's over a century old. This pop culture focus has been their secret weapon in the long-running war for market share. However, it hasn't all been smooth sailing. Pepsi has faced its fair share of controversy over the years. The biggest one revolves around health, concerns about high sugar content, artificial sweeteners, and their potential link to health issues have been a constant headache for the brand. They've also been criticized for their environmental impact, particularly regarding plastic packaging and water usage in their factories. And let's not forget some marketing missteps, like that infamous Kendall Jenner ad that sparked a massive backlash. These issues forced Pepsi to walk a tightrope, balancing profitability with the growing demand for corporate responsibility and healthier products. Product challenges are also part of the game. Remember Crystal Pepsi? It was a huge swing and a miss in the 90s, though it's now a cult classic. Not every new flavor or formula has been a hit. Some have been quietly pulled from shelves after a poor reception. But here's the interesting part. Their willingness to fail is actually a strength. It shows they're an innovative company that prioritizes responding to the market over sticking to a rigid product line. This flexibility allows them to quickly adapt to what consumers are looking for, which is essential for long-term survival in the fiercely competitive food and beverage industry. Pepsi's global strategy is a masterclass in adaptation. They don't just sell the same products everywhere, they tailor their offerings to local tastes. In countries like India and China, you can find unique region-specific flavors that you'd never see in the United States. This approach shows they understand that what works in one culture might not work in another. By blending their universal brand appeal with local customization, they've successfully built a loyal following all over the world. It's this global yet local strategy that has fueled their incredible international growth and made them a household name from New York to New Delhi. So, let's circle back to that bombshell claim. Is the cola war fake? The theory suggests this epic rivalry is just a brilliant marketing ploy, a staged fight to keep us all distracted while they secretly cooperate to control the market. By focusing all our attention on Pepsi versus Coke, it pushes smaller, independent brands out of the conversation. It creates a duopoly where they both win and true competition loses. While there's no hard evidence of a grand conspiracy, it's a fascinating thought. It makes you question everything you thought you knew about brand competition. Could the greatest marketing battle in history just be the greatest show on earth? Financially, PepsiCo's strategy of not putting all its eggs in one basket has paid off handsomely. By leveraging both their massive beverage lineup and their equally huge food and snack divisions, they've achieved consistent revenue growth year after year. Even during economic downturns, their diverse portfolio provides a cushion. This smart financial management, combined with aggressive marketing and strategic acquisitions, has ensured that Pepsi remains a dominant force in the global economy. They are a textbook example of how to build a resilient and profitable business empire that can withstand almost any storm. In recent years, social responsibility has become a huge focus for the company. Responding to public pressure, Pepsi has launched major initiatives aimed at sustainability. They're working to reduce plastic waste, improve water efficiency in their plants, and support community programs across the globe. These efforts are not just about good PR. They're about appealing to a new generation of socially conscious consumers who care about where their products come from, by demonstrating a commitment to ethical practices. Pepsi is trying to future-proof its brand and show that it can be profitable while also being a positive force in the world. So, what's next for Pepsi? They're clearly not resting on their laurels. The company is heavily investing in the future with a big push towards healthier drinks, more sustainable packaging, and cutting-edge digital marketing. They understand that consumer preferences will continue to change, and they're determined to stay ahead of the curve. By embracing innovation while still honoring their rich legacy, Pepsi is positioning itself to remain a key player in the competitive beverage market for many decades to come. Their journey is a powerful lesson in brand management. Stay adaptable, keep innovating, and always connect with your audience. From a small pharmacy drink to a global icon, the story of Pepsi is one of resilience and reinvention. It's a complex tale of market triumphs, cultural impact, and constant challenges. Whether the cola wars are real or just an elaborate show, one thing is certain. Pepsi has forever changed the way we think about branding, marketing, and what it takes to build an empire. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories behind the brands you love.